Um, one of the things that thought about that I don't think many people are talking about is with all of this remote work, what's to say if everyone's working from home remotely in the industry, right? What's to say that companies won't start just hiring people in other countries to do that exact same work since it's all the same? They're not, as long as you have an internet connection, you can do the work. So what's to say they don't hire someone in, India and pay them, $5 or $10 an hour to do the work?
I think it's the I think it's a couple of things because I thought about that too. And I'm pretty sure there will be some regulations around this as well. I mean, they could make regulations for just about anything. I'm generally against regulations, but in a case like this, I think it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think at the end of the day, no matter how remote we are, like during the pandemic, I've never even heard of Zoom prior to March 2020.
Right.
After like June of 2020, it's been my life, including to this day. Like I'm on Zoom more than I'm on my phone, more than I'm on Instagram. That's like I live on Zoom.
Right.
But what is that? I have to talk like English. I have to know the culture. I don't think that's so easy with somebody from India. Like if you get a PI on the other end and you're speaking in an accent that's hard to understand, or you don't understand the culture, or the time difference is off, they're not going to do it. Like the PI is going to leave. They're going to say, "Oh, I only got like 1 minute for this."
Right.
As opposed to if you or I do it, hey, okay, how much time you need? Okay, 20 minutes is good. I think that's what's going to prevent a lot of that. Besides regulations, I think it's just simple things like language and culture. It's not the same, especially when you're living on these remote platforms.
Yep.
You need to have like better communication skills, not worse.
Yeah, I think that's a good point about the regulation. I think something is definitely going to have to be done there
I think
because,
so because
I
these
mean,
CROs are just looking to
exactly,
maximize profit for
exactly,
shareholders.
exactly, and
Like,
that could be a big improvement to the bottom line if even if there's all those frustrations you're saying happen, you know, they might end up paying a third or amount as much money to the employees. Um,
yeah. So
it could be a huge difference.
maybe I was ahead of my time, and I've never done this. So guys, don't try to get me in trouble. But I'm trying to Yahoo Finance what IQVIA stock is worth while I'm talking. I've never done this, but I thought of it when I was starting out my site, like 2010,
Uh huh.
around the same time I started my YouTube channel, and then I decided to pursue that instead of this. But I wanted to create a business where I would hire people in India to because I read this book, The World is Flat, around that time, and it
Hmm.
opened my eyes. I'm like, all right, I want to be a part of this. How can I do this in research? So I know sites have to do data entry, and I know they hate it. So I was gonna create a company that hires people in India to enter data for sites, right? And then obviously the coordinator would answer queries, but the initial data entry would be done. And
Right.
I still think it's a brilliant business idea, but there's gonna have to be some regulations, or and who knows, maybe there's some sites doing that already. I
Maybe.
wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it.
I've watched. I don't know if you know the Earn Your Leisure podcast, but they're pretty
I
big
heard
in
of it.
business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one guy came on and he builds his whole company outsourced. So he like actually travels to India. They have whole sections of buildings that are done for this work.
Hmm.
And he was saying they've got like the employees are on the right time schedule and everything. Like
Yeah,
they wake up right on the American time schedule.
they
So
do.
they're like adapting to this American work balance. And I think India's going to be ready. They're actually going to be
I
ready for this.
I think India is doing their own stuff. I think India, yes, they've been known to do that, just like China's been known as the low wage place to get manufacturing. India was the low wage place to get like your IT and stuff
Right.
done.
Right.
I think that both of those countries are creating their own infrastructure. I mean, Sun Pharma is huge. They're from India. There's a big biotech industry booming in both India and China where they're hiring their own people. So pretty soon they're going to tell United States, and I think that's another major macro force that's going to prevent what you're saying.
Okay.
ECRG. It's
Okay.
going to prevent what you're saying, but there's always going to be another country willing to take. Like Vietnam is now like the new China when it comes to manufacturing, or like Mexico, but they're not trained enough yet. So I think if the pandemic taught us anything as Americans, It's we need to start relying on our own infrastructure and start building our own infrastructure. I'm not a Trump supporter by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he did have it right in the sense that we are too dependent, especially on China,
hundred
for
percent.
manufacturing our drugs. I mean, anything you need, the supply chain, it goes through China or India.
Right.
What happened when they turn that off and say, no, we need that for us?
Right. You can't get it. So we don't make anything in this country anymore. And yeah,
That's
for
right.
sure.
So globalism's not all good either.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I appreciate you sharing that with us, Dan. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here. You've been with us for almost an hour. I can't believe that.
Wow. Wow, wow.
So, if people haven't heard about you, I don't know how they couldn't have heard about you by now. Where can they hear your stuff or learn more about you and what kind of things you offer?
It's possible, but yeah, just go to YouTube, look up my name, Dan Sfera, and then I have my blog, theclinicaltrialsguru.com, and I have all the other social platforms too. I'm trying to grow my TikTok. If you want to
Okay.
help me out, go follow me on there. I think TikTok's gonna become important.
In research?
I think so because it's the next generation. I already got a few people like, hey, I want to learn more. So they're like CRC, CRA Academy leads, but like the younger generations, yeah, they're next, and they're gonna
Okay.
be the next in-house CRAs pretty soon.
Okay. So you would exchange someone who could edit videos and put them on TikTok for you for some clinical research experience?
If they live here, yes.
They have to live in Arizona.
You have to live in Yuma, Arizona, because I want you to be. I want to eventually hire you here at my site.
Okay.
Is
I see.
basically
I
what it
see. I
boils
see.
down to.
All right.
And TikTok, you gotta be like in your face. You can't do it like on a Zoom. No one's gonna watch that TikTok. You gotta like be there
Oh, I
filming
see.
it.
I see. I see. So you can't just rip videos from YouTube and edit them
No,
and put them on
I mean
TikTok.
you could. It's better than nothing, but no, because I want you to be here so that I could hire you. Because I will need coordinators at some point here. I can't do it all
Right.
myself.
Right. 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 Okay.
And don't
Um.
move here. Don't move here just because you heard this podcast. You're not gonna guilt trip me into hiring you. That would be terrible. Terrible idea. What if my PI says, Dan, I changed my mind? You're going to risk your entire future off of somebody you don't know? Don't do that, guys.
Okay. Yeah. So don't move to Yuma, Arizona. Only if you live in
No,
Yuma, Arizona. Hit up Dan
that's right.
and tell him you can offer some services.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks, Dan, for sharing this time with us. Um, and yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, ECRG. I know I say this every time. It's very hard to not say your name.